we may as well just have a drink and hang out while we can. So yeah, I think there's a lot of fear in a lot of people, and I can completely understand that. Like, I can just go home. If I want to go home, I can just go home. And with Australia being a NATO-aligned country, I don't need a visa to get into most countries. So I can just go to wherever if I need, or I can just go home, where this is where these people live and they can't leave. And yeah, of course, some won't leave. Like, they don't want to leave. Woken up because the city is being shelled that we're in. You can see in the distance. That's a missile. That's 500 on the morning, Thursday, 24th of February, from Kramatorsk. We have just started receiving fire. You can hear it coming in. You could feel it. That's what woke me up. And then, yeah, we'll see. So the war has probably just started. Anti-aircraft fire right now. We're seeking cover. This is a school behind me. It's a primary school. This is AA fire right now. Yeah, we're going to get to the car. Let's go. Yeah, let's move. Just because of our bucket. I won't be alone when I say that I remember that day that the world seemed to change forever. The 24th of February 2022, when Russia launched its full-scale invasion onto Ukraine, following their invasion annexation from 2014. I'd spent about a month in Ukraine before this, because I thought that there may be some sort of war. But what I didn't expect was to make some of the best friends I'd ever made and fall in love with the country. And so many people will accuse me of being a Russian propagandist or being anti-Ukrainian or whatever. I try and not influence in my reporting any of my own biases. Everyone has them. So I try and shut down a lot of stuff. But I really do love the country of Ukraine. I had a fantastic time, and I have some amazing lifelong friends from there. Some of these friends have been killed. Some of them are still fighting on the front line, and some of them have had to move because they've lost their homes. And in times when I was out in the East, and some of these people have moved on into other parts of Europe, would message me with, hey, this is my address. Can you see if my house is still standing? So every time I'm accused of being a propagandist, I do think that is unfair. I'm just trying to swallow some biases that I have and give you the best information possible. But I'll never forget that first bit where I think it became real that this was happening. And since then we've seen tens or hundreds of thousands of people lose their lives. People in the millions lose their homes where they live, and millions displaced, and the world changed to now it being a war, and then not only the horror that happens at war, and then the political space of how things are politicized and monetized, and it's just something I never expected to happen in my life, and especially in that first few days to be, a part of that. And I'm either way, this war was going to happen, whether it was with me there or not, which is some of the guilt I think someone who does a job like me who reports on war carries, is why am I filming someone in their worst possible time? And I figure, and that is true, I probably should feel guilty for some of that, but at the same time this was going to happen whether with me or without me, and I hope that I've been able to tell someone's story that may not have been told otherwise, and I guess that makes up for it. But it's not lost on me, that feeling and that sense. So it's been an unbelievable year. It's been an unbelievable roller coaster in different stages. People have gone through in different stages of this war. In the beginning, where it looked like, Ukraine had little to no chance because Russia was a superpower to the power we thought of something like the United States, where now Ukraine is taking the fight to Russia, and there are signs that Ukraine may roll back all of this, including the 2014 annexation. So we will just see where this goes. But as I've spoken about before, either way where this goes in, let's call it stage 2 of this conflict, the loss of life is going to be horrible. It's just going to be terrible. And I think many people who talk about this and celebrate this haven't seen that. You haven't seen a 17, 18, 19-year-old boy chewed up by a machine gun. Whether that human was in the right or wrong, at that point when they're in the mud, it was still someone's son, someone's brother. But where this goes, I don't know. As much as I wish this war never happened, I'm glad to have been at least a small part and tell some people stories of it. And I'll keep doing the best that I can. I'm not sure if I can or will return to Ukraine with some political things that have happened recently, but I'd just like to thank you guys, and thank you for those who've supported at least myself through this. And I'm hoping that, this doesn't continue, although I think we all know that it will. So thank you, and I hope that I've been able to bring some level of maybe different perspective to some of this. Okay.